Welcome to Discovering. I met up with some of the guys from the Menominee County Pheasant Club for a day of pheasant hunting. And we finished the day off at camp with some cooking. And we'll take a look at the habitat work they're doing on their newly acquired property. Stick around, it's Monday night and time for Discovering.
The secret streams that flow beneath the cliffs of colored stone. Forest thick and healthy with birch and pine and oak. Surrounded by the greatest lakes this world has ever known. The black bear's awesome presence as he roams the hills and fields. Call of the timber wolf, the loon's lonesome trill. The eagle soaring high above, the trout lies deep and still. These are what I treasure, the only way I measure feelings that I have for this fine land. There is so much to discover when you're a long-time lover of northern Michigan.
The popularity of pheasant hunting here in the Upper Peninsula is on the rise. And groups like the Menominee County Pheasant Club, along with the DNR, are helping to keep the sport moving in that direction.
We're going to hunt this is what we call the bird farm. So this is the first property we started planting birds on over 15 years ago. The DNR definitely have taken big interest in the property since we started planting it. So now it's a cooperative between us and the DNR. It's completely public land, anybody can hunt it. And what we do is we plant the birds, and then our local biologist here, Coulter Lubin, is probably the biggest hands in it. He comes out and maintains the property, and you'll see some nice mowed trails today. So there's terrain for any type of hunter, and there's birds scattered all over. So we got plantation pines up high. We got some lower marshy areas. Well, we're gonna walk today. We're gonna start, hopefully find some birds out in some of the easier walking with the nice mowed trails. And then up behind us, you'll see this ridge that the DNR came and they did a selective cut on the ridge. And once you get up on the top, you'll see some nice deadfalls that they left a lot of the treetops lay, and the birds just love being in there. So we'll get to see a little bit of everything. And from here, we'll see how the day goes. And then we'll go to the other property that we've showcased that the Pheasant Club actually took ownership of. And then we'll probably end up there yet today. And that's the property we invest all of our spring into, maintaining habitat and birds, whereas at this property, we don't do anything with habitat anymore. The DNR is more than helpful with that, and we just do the birds. So we'll go see how it goes.
In the Upper Peninsula, the season to hunt pheasants runs from October 10th through the 31st. The areas open to pheasant hunting include all of Menominee County and portions of Delta, Dickinson, Iron, and Marquette counties. Today's hunt was in Menominee County, on a piece of property where birds are annually stocked by the Menominee County Pheasant Club.
There's your classic 1-year-old pheasant from Krug's Game Birds. This is 99% one of the ones that we planted here. So that's what we do it for, to plant them, run the dogs, and hunt them, and we'll do it again next year.
That's a good girl. Got a double point, triple point. Time's the charm.
Good girl, right here.
Third time's the charm on that one.
Yeah, so right behind me you can see these cages with shrubs inside of them, and that's new this year. And that's not the Pheasant Club. That was a MUCC organization with the DNR. So they came out in September, and I believe there's about 80 of these around here. So we'll see them throughout our day. And that's I don't know if it was grant funded or MUCC funded, but regardless, we're trying to do anything we can to help these birds make this their home. So you'll see these shrubs. These will all be berry producing shrubs. So throughout the day, we'll see these cattle cages around us, and they're heavy duty, and they didn't look like they skimped on any of their effort putting them up. So we'll be watching these for years to come to see how they do.
Recently, the Menominee County Pheasant Club took their dedication to promoting pheasant hunting a step further with the purchase of a piece of property in the Stevenson area. I was there this past spring as they began working on their habitat project.
We are the owners of 76 acres east of Stevenson now. This property we're able to acquire through the township of Stevenson, Michigan. We meet once a month and they meet once a month, and over the course of about 9 months to a year, we all decided we had our ducks in a row, and we did our public due diligence back and forth through both of our open forums, and we were able to get in on this property. We took over the property in March of 2019. We did start stocking birds on it right away with our fall flyers. But then 2020, again, it was kind of a quiet financial year, but we did decide to invest about $500 into the property. We applied some herbicides. We also had a guy come in and till about 1.5 acres, and we planted a sorghum and sunflower mix for the birds to have a chance in here. And although there's high predation, we tried to plant some thicker grasses to give them a little bit of cover and a food source. And it's been a really good experience, a lot of good feedback. We started last year, like I say, doing our food plots. The one behind me here, this one is going to be just under 1 acre. And like I say, it's that sorghum mix. A couple of us came out last year and planted it, and this higher ground here did really well. So we weren't sure what to expect. This property hadn't been worked in over 20 years, so it was virgin soil. And up here, it really had a good results up here. As you can see behind me, we're on one of the highest parts of this property. We are 1.9 miles east of Stevenson. Very easy to find. We put up a new sign that's going to have a lot of our information. This is open to the public, treated as if it's public land. You do not need to be a member to access this. That was one of our high priorities, was to make sure that everybody had the opportunity to hunt pheasants. We worked extensively with the DNR over the last 10-12 years on the property east of Daggett. They've done a great job of taking over the reins on the habitat aspect, and then we continue to stock it. This property here, we're taking more of the ownership of the habitat as well. With that being said, the Deer Habitat Improvement Grant this year, we were approved for funding. So we had a grant to the amount of about $2,850 in cash value with our 25% volunteer match. We have about a 10-person crew here today performing our volunteer match on this. We have tractors, side-by-sides, sprayers. We're planting shrubs in here today that we got through the local conservation district, putting up fencing to enclose them, and then we're spraying herbicides for our next big plot expansions. This is our team number 3 here, and they're working to put in shrub pastures essentially. So we're doing a 100-foot barrier perimeter, and we're doing 5 of these areas on the property, 3 in the lower areas, 2 up high. And there's a mix of, I believe, serviceberry, nannyberry, hazelnut, and there's one more, I forget it. We have a club expert that's guiding this. His name is Drew over there, and he does sit on the board of the Menominee Conservation District. So a lot of these ideas come right from him, which is a great source to have within our club. He's a very active member that guides us in the right direction on these type of plantings. So behind us here, you'll see Rick and Mary Larson. So they took up the leading of the food plot crew here. So this whole area we're in is going to be about, I think I measured about 1.5 acres, And what we want to do is clear out a lot of these Scotch pines while we have the opportunity before they grow too big to be a nuisance. And anything too large, we're just going to leave because some scattered, they're going to be good for the birds. We're leaving them right on site for decomposition and for cover as well. So this whole area hasn't been worked in 20 plus years, so it's a little bit of a struggle breaking our virgin ground, but as you can see, we got the right crew and the right equipment today to start. And then we're going to be putting in what's called the Blizzard Buster. It's got a mix of sorghums. It's going to grow to be about 6 foot tall, and it's just excellent cover for deer and for pheasant.
We're out here spraying. We're spraying the herbicide down. Basically, it's a kills all, and then he's got another company going to come in and till, and planting in the middle of June. So the herbicide is first, and once we get that down, we wait a couple weeks and start tilling.
The Deer Habitat Improvement Program with the grant was the main funding source for this season. We did self-fund portions of it last year, and in the future we'll be continuing to self-fund. And anything we get from outside sources frees up more money for us to just put solely into bird stocking, which is our ultimate goal, is to have more birds. With more birds we want to have the area, but it really comes down to just more birds. Again, this is a deer habitat improvement grant, this portion of it, so we're doing the deer habitat portion heavier right now. Luckily, pheasants will benefit a lot from the deer habitat. So like I say, we're doing the shrubs, we're doing the grasses. Future expansion is going to continue more of the grass barriers. We're trying to give these birds as much shelter as possible. Just this morning when I came in here, there's actually deer laying up here already. So I mean, they're in here. We have had this open to the public already since we've owned it, and I've already received pictures of nice buck shot in here. This spring we had a really nice turkey harvested in here by just a member of the general public. He wasn't even a club member, but it's great that they share that with us. It gives us a warm fuzzy that people are taking advantage of what we're trying to provide. We are looking to expand. We're not going to stop here just because we had a plan for this year. We have a core group of our membership here. And when we all get here days like today, we really get to brainstorm some ideas and kind of have a future outlook, which really helps when grants start popping up. Long-term future, we're all brainstorming ideas, so when we have our fall and winter meetings, when we don't have the opportunity to be in the outdoors, we can sit at a round table. We've all laid eyes on it. We all kind of have a concurrence on general plans. And then when grants come around, we can really expedite the process on our club mission and goals here.
To see my son come through and to have him go and get these grants, and to see the work crew he assembled today, and this is pretty much all on him. I mean, we're all here helping, but this is pretty much all on him, and it's a proud day to be a father, to be honest with you. See him taking care of the community like this and doing stuff like this for, you know, no cause but the betterment of the community.
We will be offering our Fall Flyers program again this year with the full-grown rooster pheasants. We offer those at $10 a piece, which is pretty much a break-even cost for us. We get them from a farm in western Wisconsin. We have information on our Facebook page available, contacts information for anyone that just wants to get involved. Right on the downslope of the ditch. You gotta get up there. There, on point. We got it. Good girl.
That's them young kids. I didn't even get my gun up. The bird was coming down.
Come on, girls, come! Good girls, come! He says us young kids are too quick for him, but that's what happens when we give him a chance. in their age, they get a little stubborn with the retrieval, but I think we could take it from there as long as they find it.
Like many other hunting and fishing adventures, it doesn't necessarily end when the rods get put away or the gun gets zipped into the case. It didn't take much arm twisting to get me to stop in at camp to reap the rewards of an awesome day in the field.
Taking breast and turning them into nuggets. Yeah, it's hard to beat a nice day on it's a Friday in the fall, and none of us had to go to work today, and we got together, got to do the hunt, got our birds. The dogs ran good. Dogs do well. The hunters were safe, and hard to beat eating your catch of the day, I guess, for lack of a better term. So we're very blessed to have this opportunity and a new camp that half the guys that are in the shoot today were helped build last summer. It's really fulfilling to be able to have it all come together and finally get to enjoy it all, and things go to plan. And between that, you're gonna get me dropping them.
People like that.
No, yeah, Tim Wall.
Well, that's it for this week. Be sure to check out 906outdoors.com, where you'll find the 906 Fishing Report, TV6 weather, shopping, and more. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next week, right here on Upper Michigan's very own Discovering.
Cut it. Cut it off.